So what we know is this mantra, okay? Structure generates safety in the human brain, even when we need to test the structure, okay? Safety converts to regulation, helping with regulation. Regulation builds into relationship. Relationship builds into reason or the capacity to learn, okay? So first and foremost, in our Timmy versus Joey and the truck situation, structure, right? There may be something where before I open the door, before the fight on Tuesday, because I know there was a fight on Monday, right? I'm not dealing with 2 8-year-olds. So Tim, I need you to hang back and help me clean the board. Okay? So I am structuring Timmy. I'm keeping him a little bit safer, right? And while he's cleaning the board, I am saying to him, I'm going to walk out with you or get an aide to walk out with you, right? And we're going to see if Joey has the truck, okay? And I'm not just going to be like, I have dogs, not kids, right? So there's a free dog thing where you just take the leash off and I tell them, free dog it, right? And then hopefully 20 minutes later they come back, right? Without friends. One day Jeffrey came back with coyotes. And I'm like, not our friends, not our friends. No, you're not, okay? So I'm gonna walk out with them and I'm gonna do a monologue or a dialogue monologue, okay? Because I'm zoning in on where's Joey. And I'm looking for Joey in the truck or whoever else might have the truck, okay? So let's say Joey has the truck, okay? 2-year-olds learn to share, but they need adult intervention to do it, right? How many of us would, if you like children, think it's a good idea to have a pack of 2 and 3-year-olds and just step out around the corner to Starbucks for 45 minutes and not expect blood on the wall, right? And some bones being gnawed on. I mean, that's total, right? Kill the piggy, heart of darkness kind of stuff with 2 and 3-year-olds. We're dangerous. So we introduce big people. So I walk with Timmy to Joey, and as I'm walking, I'm letting Timmy, I'm being the transitional object with Timmy, because 2-year-olds are just learning transition, right? So I'm scaffolding for Timmy. I'm going over and I'm like, oh, Joey has the truck, but hey, remember? You made such great choices. You were my helper earlier. Do you think you could still be my helper for a little bit? Hey, Joey, Timmy would like to play. What was that, Timmy? What was the word again? Help me out, dude. What are we doing? Am I barking at him? Joey, give it! And Timmy would be like, no, you're supposed to say please and thank you when done. Right? So, Timmy, can you show Joey what I'm supposed to say? Is it 2-year-old scaffolding? Yes. Okay? Does it take extra time? Yes, because 2-year-olds need extra scaffolding and support. But if I can do that enough times, then let's say 3 times out, on the 4th time, hey Timmy, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to let you impress me. Show me you can use your words with Joey. Right? And then cross my fingers and hope for the best, because this might still fly, okay? Or at least mean words might still fly. But with enough practice and scaffolding, Timmy's going to get it. And when I do that, Timmy is literally building neural pathways that will rewrite what he wasn't taught or rewrite what he was taught. Okay? So, let me give you guys an example of practicing and regulation, because in my mind I'm thinking of, you guys are going into a classroom, they've been out of school for 2 years, so you're K through 4, right? Okay. Technically speaking, you are emotionally and not necessarily cognitively, but social and emotional age-wise, you are currently late pre-K through 2. Mm-hmm. Your kids have lost 2 years of the educational experience. And remember back, I said 10,000, 25,000 times, you're going to pick me up, you're going to hold me close, you're going to, do the Rocky thing, you're going to feed me kind of thing. And after 10 to 25,000 repetitions, my brain is going to go, oh, this goes to this, and this goes to this, and this goes to this. Your kids have lost, our kids have lost 2 years of consistent, predictable, patterned, repetitive structure known as school. So one of the concerns when folks asked me to come in and do this workshop was the kids don't seem to understand this is school. You come in and yeah, you have to work. You have to sit down. You have to learn stuff, Timmy, right? This isn't just a giant playground. There's numbers and letters and yeah, you gotta read and you gotta fill in paperwork. And if I gotta do paperwork during a pandemic, so do you, sweet cheeks, right? So it's like they don't even wrap. And so if you think about it, who hasn't quite wrapped their head around school's a thing, right? Pre-K through 2nd grade. So chronologically they got bigger, but their social, emotional, mental experience of 180 days, roughly, of the alarm goes off, I get up, I complain about being up, I get dressed, I eat breakfast, I get on the bus, I go to the test, I whine about math, English, history, whatever it is, I do it anyway, I turn it in, I get back on the bus, I go home, I do my stuff in the evening, and turn around tomorrow on Tuesday, lather, rinse, repeat. They've missed 2 years of that practice. So their little brains really are like, okay, are we all settled on this school thing? Are we for sure? Because nobody asked for my vote, right? Can we discuss this? Because back in March of 2020, I didn't have to keep coming to school. Can we do that again? Right? Sign me up. Only I want to see my friends. I just don't want to do my worksheets. And I want to stand in line. And I don't want to take my turn. And I sure as heck don't want to share my green truck, right? Okay, so how do we get them? Oh, and here's the crash course on, because I love this example, because one, it cracks me up what the U.S. military can do to our own citizens. Anyway, so this is where we get this research for reals. In the 60s and 70s, the U.S. Army would take unsuspecting privates, right? Because who can say no if you're a private, right? And they would take them into a room about this big, and they would put them smack in the middle of the room. And then they would turn out all of the lights and completely darken this room. Like deep, deep cave dark, where you run into your own hand because you can't see it dark. Okay? And to a person, male or female, ages 17 to 25, the very first thing that every single one of those adult human subjects did was what?
Fetal position?
Right.
Fetal position.
Yeah.
Somebody said it. Cried, right? They did actually. They crawled. They were alone in the room. What we do, we're in the middle of a deep, dark room all by ourselves. Every single one of them, once they got out of the fetal position and stopped crying, or while they were crying, crawled and identified the perimeter. They crawled to and felt for, here's my wall. This is my room. Okay? That speaks to the absolute need of the human brain for structure. We need to know where our walls are. And what was fascinating was they didn't just stick them in the room, but they had them hooked up to EKGs and EEGs and all of that, and blood pressure and stuff like that. When they were in the middle of the room, in the fetal position, sobbing, heart rate was through the roof, right? Galvanic skin response. These were insanely stressed people. Blood pressure was over the edge, heart rates were pounding, they were breathing like this, right? And then, once they eventually found the wall, their heart rate started to calm. Their galvanic skin response started to calm. Their breathing calmed. And most of them would, after a while, once they identified it, they would do forays into and back into the middle of the room. And then they would touch base, and they would go a little bit deeper. That speaks to the absolute, I mean, the Army was looking for something else. They were just screwing around with people. But what we learned from that, thanks to them, is as human beings, we ask, by the way, full disclosure, I'm a Navy brat, so I pick on the Army and the Air Force every chance I get, right? It's in the DNA. I actually signed a contract as a 2-year-old. Anyway, so what we learn is we need structure to feel safe. When we have consistent, predictable, just rules, structure, expectation, then if I come into your classroom and I haven't had breakfast, or dad and stepmother of the week argued this morning, or I couldn't find my socks and my big sister and I got into a fight and I come in all revved up, if I come into your room and I know the first thing I gotta do is I go in and I put my stuff on the hook, and then I get out this and I get out my pencil, and then I find my desk. And then I sit down. And then when you see me, you're gonna smile at me. And you're gonna say, hey, it's really good to see you today. I'm so glad you made it, right? Even if you don't feel like it, you're still gonna smile at me and you're still gonna say it, right? So then I'm gonna sit down, and then what I'm hoping to help you guys wrap your heads around is the need for regulation every day. So that's why the cards are on the table, okay? Here is a really quick, I only had 5 decks and we put out 6 tables. I'm sorry, guys. So if you'd like to play, come on over, okay? Somebody's got to play. So you guys are going to play? Cool. So break out the deck, okay? So here's the object, okay? Do you want to join them? Because you need 4 people in each, because diamonds, hearts, clubs, spades, okay? Real quick, regulating activity, okay? And it gets faster as the year progresses because they pick up on it, right? So you guys got the, okay, so just pass out the cards or spread them out on the table, okay? One person is diamonds, one person is hearts, one person is clubs, one person is spades, okay? When they're able to get back together again, you can do this as a group. 3 people are diamonds, 3 people, so on, okay? The object of the game, because it's a game, because that's how we regulate, we play, right? The object of the game
You
is
just set out the each
you
one.
have to
Just see one of
find, you're
each.
the diamonds,
And then
you have to
go,
find
don't
all
stack
the
them.
diamonds first,
I
without
would set
killing
out
anybody
just
else or
4.
putting any eyeballs
Those are
out,
separate.
right? Okay, so we're sharing, we're practicing impulse control, right? But then we're gonna get into the pattern repetitive. The diamond has to find all of the diamonds and line them up in front of you, ace to king. So you have to identify the proper sequence. So you have to identify the right shape and the proper sequence, okay? And we're gonna do this and see how far you guys can get in 2 minutes. Ready? No? Okay,
do we have to-
so, are you the diamond spades?
Yeah, I think you just assign somebody to each.
Oh, to each?
Suit. So like say you guys are gonna be
Oh,
2
okay.
people. So you do that, and then that way,
And but if I have, what do I do with those?
so then you give her,
Oh, I
because
see.
she's in charge. She has to put hers in order, and you have to put yours in order. So
Okay.
you just have to share and get. You know
Oh, I
what I'm
see.
saying? So you guys just have to sort them and make sure that you only have the hearts and the clubs, and then
So can I
she.
just hand it to you?
Yeah,
You
just
have
hand
2
it, and
minutes
she'll
to
deal
do
with
this.
it. Yeah.
Okay, ready, set, go.
Oh, whoops.